And now, a word from our sponsors. Are you self-conscious about the things you wear? Do you feel you don't stand out enough? Do you wish you had merchandise that repped your favorite theater company? Well, push those fears aside when you purchase items from the Blank Conversations store. Now you could show off clothing that represents a brand that is so blank, you'll feel stylish wherever you go. By going to www.blankconversations.org/store, you can purchase your very own t-shirt, beanie, hat, or even sew-on patches, starting as low as $7. Order today, and we'll throw in some free stickers. Blank Conversations Store. We make the stuff so you can wear it. That's just how society works. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Warning: this show contains themes of sexual abuse, gaslighting, violence, and traumatic language. This content may be jarring to some audiences.
Wanton ignorance begets psychosis, and rotten apples fall from rotten trees. A person's pain unfixed will multiply, thus pain so deep may split one's very soul. A child neglected hath no chance at youth, but nonetheless, it's said youth never grows. Genevieve's not martyred by exception, for Barney is the mascot of all men. Accusations rich in Jenny's tale, for blames in high demand in fragile times. Responsibility then lands on her, the girl who most needs guidance in her life. Thus we see instead how fate befell her. Genevieve's only help came from her twin.
Genevieve! Be safe up there. I don't want you to fall ill with all the dust in that air.
We both are splendid, Mother dear. We found your old case of toys up here.
It's quite a mess, but do not stress. We'll be down in just a minute.
Very good, Genevieve. I would feel well if you and your twin sister didn't dwell. I'm quite fearful of the air up there, and that you may fall on those old rotting stairs. You kept my old toys in the attic all this time, have you?
Yes. I knew quite well there would be another who would get just as much joy out of them as their mother. You shouldn't humor her as you do, Evangeline. You'll only play into her fantasies.
She'll be fine, Mother. There is no harm in having sympathy for her recent and terrible history, which so shades her life and misery she's forced into...
Psychopathy?
Duality. If either of us were in her position, we certainly would have a similar condition.
Having a friend is one thing, Evangeline, but her...
May we keep this old lighter, Mother?
You must ask your grandmother, Genevieve.
Consider it already yours, my sweet. But be quite careful, would you? It was your grandfather's and it has outlived you. And playing with fire is no safe game, so be very careful where you put that flame.
We will be safe. There will be no harm done.
May Genevieve and I go play in the garden?
You aren't dressed, I'm afraid, for the dirt and weeds, and that nice dress of yours is a pain to clean.
Oh, but Mother, it's great out. Please.
We want to go outside and play with Christine.
Christine? Who's Christine?
This is Christine.
It's Genevieve's doll. She found her in the spare room of Barney's place.
And he said I could have it if I kept it safe.
You found her at Barney's and brought her here? Does Christine ever talk to you, dear.
Talk to me? No. And Genevieve neither. She's not a real girl, and she can't speak either.
Mother, may we please go play?
Go change, my dear, and yes, you may. It would be a shame for you not to enjoy the fine day.
It just isn't proper, I tell you. The way she refers to another Genevieve in every verse and talks about herself in the third person. And I fear, Evangeline, her condition will worsen.
You fret and fear a great deal, Mother, but I am sure the wound will heal. I would prefer her time at Barney's forgotten and concealed than to have her sane and singular and her memories revealed. She is too young to confront such events.
So you'd have her speak with the air instead? Do you not hear the very words coming from your tongue? You'd rather your daughter be numb and unstrung than face the reality of her recent past. Her forgotten memories aren't bound to last, but until then, she will be teased and harassed by the others in Genevieve's elementary class. Then, once her memories finally arise, she will see you have given her false comforts and lies. That her beloved twin sister is merely a guise, a story she has herself devised to protect herself from reality. And you, her mother, have encouraged her insanity.
Enough! Enough! You overstep your bounds! My life is hard enough without you looking down on my actions as if I were some monster whose daughter's instability it seeks to foster. I allow her this comfort not to instill madness, but to save her from the grip of an overwhelming sadness. I will always choose her harmless ignorance over the destruction of her happiness and a total loss of innocence. Should it have been me who went through the ordeal? Would you trade my mind's invention for the truth of what is real? I hope you would choose no.
Yes, I'm quite sorry to say so. But if it were to get out of hand, I wouldn't withhold a reprimand to save her from her delusional state, having her face her terrible fate. For I'd rather have my daughter scorn and hate me than risk the loss of my child's safety.
I've heard what you've had to say, but this talk is not for today. Let's save it for some other.
Mother, we've changed.
And into finer dresses than before. But alas, it is fine. You both have plenty more. Go, enjoy the summer air full of blossoms and butterflies. But be careful. I shan't let any harm befall you two.
We'll just be in the garden. You can see through the window.
We'll be back very soon, before dinner. And should you bake something sweet, we'll not linger.
Is that a request?
At your behest.
I shall make it known to the chef.
What shall we be today?
Brides on their wedding day.
A joint wedding. What a happy display.
Or perhaps a set of dancers doing couples ballet.
Or the two finest chefs at a posh French buffet.
Two young noble women at a saucy cabaret.
Old hunched women doing their best to crochet.
Balding men with toupees.
Fishermen at the bay.
So many options of games we could play.
All seem like quite good fun to me.
So long as I'm with you, dear, I'm bursting with glee.
I'm so lucky to have you.
I'm nothing without you.
We're safe here together.
Birds of a feather.
Whatever the weather, dear.
Forever and ever, dear.
Ever and ever, dear.
Ever and ever and ever and ever. I love you, my sister.
I love you, my sweet. And while we're together, I'm ever complete.
What shall we play today?
A scene quite serene.
Whatever we play, we must include Christine.
Then we shall be princesses, and she our noble queen. What is the plot of this fantasy game?
Well, I'm right and proper, my emotions calm and tame. I'm the symbol of perfection, and you are the same.
Oh, I see, but not Christine. It turns out she's evil, and
Christine's not evil.
Fine. Then we three are the finest and fairest. But there must be some conflicts that we may repair it, otherwise, what is the story?
One without pain, trouble, or worry. One of love and peace and friends. No darkness or conflict or distress or men.
Men? Don't be absurd, Genevieve. Why no men?
I hate men. And I shall not defend my decision to never, ever trust one again. During our stay while Mom was away, the strength of 2 girls could not keep the evil at bay.
Sister, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you remember. I've told you the sin that was forced upon me, your identical twin.
I'm afraid I've forgotten if ever I did. But nonetheless, have no distress. Today you are a princess. No more talk of hate and despair. Not when the sun and birds fill the air. The 2 of us have never faced the threats of men which so may taint the nobility of women in our royal state. And never have we shed a tear. For there is nothing us women fear, especially now with the queen at the pier. We are watching the seagulls flocking.
We are watching the seagulls flocking.
And the royal gilded boats docking.
And the sunset paint the sky in orange hue.
As the leaves begin to collect evening dew.
And the queen, Madame Christine, is beside us. And never shall she leave us or chide us or divide us. She will only provide us with her beautiful presence, which so enlightens our hearts and our minds, and her wise words heighten our beautiful evening by the shore.
Oh, yes, all that and more, for a circus is in town this evening, filled with fire, singing, dance, and desire. A place of love and passion and dangerous things. And we shall go, disregarding the warning of the king.
There is no king, it's just the queen and us princesses at the beach. No busy circus, which so may breach the isolation of our company.
Except a young sailor.
No!
A female sailor.
No!
A courtroom jester.
No! Just Christine and you and me. We don't need anyone else, sweet Genevieve. It's safer just the 3 of us together, no one else, than allow in evil strangers who will devastate our health.
But Genevieve, there's no point in hiding from others. What of our friends from school? Of Mom and Grandmother? Surely you do not believe that Mother seeks to harm us.
She certainly does seek to weaken and disarm us, and hand us over to other folk commissioned by her to harm us. She's the one who left us there at Barney's townhouse, which is where the very devil makes his lair and does terrible things when no one is there except me. Your sister, Genevieve! And thus I conclude we cannot trust anyone other than the 3 of us, including our closest family, whose neglect verges on inhumanity, encouraging others' brutality. We are safer here, alone.
Please do not distress. I care a great deal for your safety, but nonetheless you seem so dark and troubled lately. You must be reminded of the kind and just hearts of others besides the 2 of us. But you say the 3 of us, meaning more than you and me. Are you referring to your doll, Christine?
She is more than just a figurine. I would be lost without Christine, for she was there in my time of need, holding my hand through Barney's deed. And as for the kind hearts of others, Mother cares not for any soul besides hers. She's so obsessed with her vanity that it borders on insanity, so jealous of our youth that she relishes our abuse, provoking Barney's criminality. Yes, dear, she designed that atrocious calamity.
I know nothing of the scene of which you speak. But on a day like this, I hate to be so bleak. So, as for the topic that we discuss, I agree it's safer just the 2 or 3 of us. And so from now on, we'll save our trust for each other. No one else.
Especially not our wicked mother.
Especially not our mother.
Just you and me, Genevieve.
You and me, Genevieve.
Genevieve. Which one make-believe? Genevieve's sister, but which one is she? No. I cannot face the past. But here it comes, alas. I once again recount that fateful night, the night that must have prompted your new twin, no means to get away, to flee, nor fight. Am I to blame for this atrocious sin? You've seen such things I wouldn't dare to dream, and yet you don't appear to know a thing. I'd never know, but I was there, arriving early. I stumbled upon the deed, and now... Oh, God, you're twice the girl you were, yet half the girl I knew before I left. So, should I do as Mother hopes I would, I fear, my dear, there would be nothing left. So, reinstate the memories of your past. No, dear, no. Never shall I let that come to pass.
Princess Genevieve, isn't this just the finest tea to drink with Queen Christine and me?
Oh, yes, I do agree. Exotic imported tea from Asia.
From deep in the colorful mountains of Malaysia. And wonderful crumpets to go on the side.
Oh, yes, and bowls of expensive fruit, candied and dried. There is no better way to spend this warm summer night.
No, dear, it's not night. It's still sunny and bright. We're sitting on the royal balcony, taking in the afternoon sights.
But Jenny, it's dark out. We snuck out here at 9.
Jenny, don't whine. We're just playing pretend, so the daylight hours never have to end.
But there's so much more to our imaginations. We need not have any limitations. We can hunt for frogs in dark, wet pools, or create new constellations.
But sister, we have yet to play all the scenes we can see in a day.
I guess you're right, but I like night. The stars in the sky.
Bad things happen at night. You know I'm fearful, Jenny. Don't be impolite. Can you humor your poor sister?
Of course, Genevieve. But remember to whisper. If we keep exciting that dog, Mother will rouse. And we don't want her to catch us out of the house.
The words you speak, I fear, are true. We risk succumbing to Mother's abuse. I hate that yipping, barking pup. He howls and he growls and he won't shut up. He scares me so and interrupts our quiet afternoon tea.
Oh, dearest, soon he'll leave us alone. If we're quiet, he'll run back home. We must talk in whispers.
No! I'm sick of hearing that monster scream. It's time we design a more deadly scheme.
Genevieve, what on earth do you mean? Are you suggesting we hurt the poor thing?
Mother can't wake if the dog is deceased, and without her as a threat, we can play in peace.
But Jenny, that's cruel. It's done nothing wrong.
But we won't be safe until it's gone. Mother will catch us out here on the lawn if she wakes up to that incessant barking before dawn.
I dread that thought, I cannot lie. Does a small creature like that really deserve to die?
No, it doesn't. But you cannot deny, if Mother finds us, she'll show us no kindness. She's so foul and spineless that once she finds us, she'll whip us and hit us and throw us inside a damp basement room where there's nowhere to hide. I promise you, Jenny, when our door's locked and shut, she'll do far worse to us than we'll do to that mutt.
Then let's creep back inside. We'll be safe in our room and nothing must die.
Creep inside? How? When Mother went to bed, she locked the doors and she'd wake at the sound of the creaking floorboards. There's no hope for that now.
Oh, I know you're right. But is there some other way we can ensure its silence? I wish we didn't have to turn to violence.
Don't fret, my dearest Genevieve. It won't be as bad as you seem to believe. Imagine how truly thrilling it will be. Answer this and don't lie to me. Haven't you ever pondered the internal anatomy? Don't you wonder, dear, what hides underneath?
Underneath? What? My Genevieve?
Under the fur, the flesh, the fibers, beyond the molars, canines, incisors. Haven't you wondered what's at a creature's center? Once the beast is at rest and all is quiet, we may enter. We can open up its very core, its tendons and tubes we can freely explore. We need only open its furry little belly to expose and dissect its living jelly.
Genevieve!
Don't hide your cravings.
I don't like the way you're behaving. I refuse to hurt an innocent creature.
So you're siding with Mother? You wish to please her? You'd choose a mangy mutt over your very own sister?
Of course not, Jenny. I don't want to have to choose. I just can't stand the thought of its wanton abuse.
The poor creature will feel no pain. We'll put it to sleep in a manner quite humane. We'll give it a proper funeral wake. But we must do it quickly before Mother awakes.
If it's our only choice, let's do it gently, for the puppy's sake. How do we put it to bed?
Granny has many sharp tools in the shed. We'll grab an axe and hop the fence, and there the butchering shall commence.
But sister, that's wicked.
Our options are rigid.
Is there no other way?
Oh, we could try flames. We have grandfather's lighter. We could stick it in his mangy fur, flick it, and ignite it. Or better yet, there's fuel up in the attic where we found it. We could grab a can and pour some all round it, bathe the hound in fuel.
Sister! Just the thought of that is cruel.
Jenny, don't be a fool.
Is there no other choice?
It keeps making noise.
What about poison? We could try poison. It would be slain, but would feel no pain.
Sister, that's genius. Granny kills vermin in the shed with pesticides. The rotting rafters up inside hold an entire nest that's died. If those rats are ingested, we'll have dealt with the pest. We can put a few morsels through the neighbor's gate, then just step aside and wait.
If it's our only choice, let's do it quick. I'm feeling sick.
We're just giving the doggy some meat, my dear. We're giving the little doggy a treat.
Evangeline?
What a gruesome scene.
Evangeline?
It can't be what it seems.
Evangeline?
Her hands are clean.
Evangeline!
I can't intervene. It's her happiness at stake. Surely, Mother, there must be some mistake. She's never harmed a creature before, and she wouldn't have done so now. I'm sure.
The dog has been slaughtered.
Not by my daughter.
It's in our front yard. She's made it a grave.
It could have already died, and she found it this way.
Evangeline, it's been flayed. Just look at its snout. The teeth all pulled out.
Please, enough. Let's cover the hole.
Evangeline, it's time. Your daughter's out
No,
of control.
not tonight. We'll wait for now and see what tomorrow holds. Genevieve, dear, are you in here?
She's trying to hurt us. Don't say a thing, dear. Right now she's coming. I hear her approaching.
Shall we let her come near?
Genevieve, darling, may I open the door?
No, don't trust her slimy words. Get down on the floor.
Would there be such a harm if we simply replied?
She's looking to trick us. Let's hide, Jenny, hide. If she manages to catch us, it will surely be homicide.
She's looking to harm us?
Yes! Cut and embalm us. Let's get in the closet, close it, and lock it.
We'll barely fit.
Go now, Jenny. We'll deal with it.
Girls, I'm coming in now.
Don't worry, Genevieve. She'll never check in here.
There you are, Genevieve. I can hear you in the closet, talking to your sister.
Leave, Mother! And don't come in!
Jenny, sweetheart, am I talking to you or your twin?
Both, of course. We're indivisible kin.
Now, love, what say we have tea together down in the kitchen?
And there, her evil plans would come to fruition.
Genevieve... Girls, I don't understand your current disposition. Don't think I've not caught on to your recent superstition. I'm fearful of your current position, and I've come to provide my admonition and put an end to this destructive condition.
She thinks her sly words will convince us to grant her admission, but we shall not allow it by our own volition.
She doesn't know of our precognition that warns us of her dark ambition.
A knife she holds behind her back, waiting for the perfect attack, so that she may slash and hack our limbs and hand them off to the mortician.
Dear God, Genevieve! How can you say such filth when all I have ever cared for is your happiness and health? I've never dealt with such disobedience from a child before. Now stop this nonsense and unlock the closet door.
We can't let her in, sister. What tools would we have to resist her?
There's naught in here but dresses and shoes. Besides hands and feet, nails and teeth, we've nothing else to use.
Unless we can ward her off and never have to fight her.
But how?
We have grandfather's lighter. A clay can spark and we can set fire. She won't dare come in out of fear it will ignite her.
Delinquent child! I will bust this door down!
Pull down the gowns, fast, before she enters!
Yes! Yes! Turn the skirts to flaming embers. If she tries to scream or fight, set her very hair alight. If her hair refuses to light, give her neck a deadly
Dear
bite.
God, girl! What is this madness? You're burning yourself alive! You refuse to grant me access, so I am forcing my way inside.
Kick her! Punch her! Scratch her, sister! Coat her skin in burns and blisters.
Jenny, it's dreadfully hot in here. The flames are crawling terribly near.
Except it's heat. It's safer here, the two of us together, than have to face the horrors of the world alone forever.
Jenny, I can't do this. I don't want to hurt our mother.
Jenny, it's our only choice. We're out of any other. Burn her now. Make her
Take
leave.
my hands and don't let go!
Don't do it, sister. Let the flames
Take my
go.
hands, dear!
Leave us to die here.
Can't stay here, Jenny.
Hold on tight, dear
Don't
Genevieve!
go. Genevieve! Genevieve!
Evangeline?
She can be weaned.
Evangeline?
Her fate's yet to be seen.
Evangeline?
Be a terrible scene.
Evangeline!
Must I intervene? I'm caught in between revealing the truth, thereby ending her youth, or choosing silence and allowing her recent violence. I had little idea it would end this way.
Did I not warn you when you arrived that day that you should have saved her from her delusional state, thereby protecting her from a terrible fate? And what have we now but a child of anger who is insistent on putting herself and others in danger? The flame of a rage is enough if tamed, but to literally set the house aflame. Evangeline, she's grown mad, strictly because your parenting is bad.
How dare you say such things to me? I excuse your choice to disagree. But to sully my name? You should be ashamed. I understand that telling her the truth is my duty. But don't you dare get hot and snooty when you are not the one in this situation. And I have never asked for your participation. I shall go at once up to my daughter's quarters and put everything back in order. But I reject your insistence that I reveal to my daughter the terrible beast lurking under the water. For though I now see her condition is pressing, I chose the path of not confessing in order to protect my child. For I simply miss the days when she smiled.
Well, go. Do your task.
Genevieve, dearest, are you awake?
It's 1 a.m. Please go away.
I heard you sobbing.
Stop eavesdropping. Go away.
It's past 12. It's our birthday.
If it's our birthday, then why do we weep?
Perhaps we need sleep.
While I'm sleeping, you are creeping. And though I count sheep, I fear what you do while you sneak in my sleep.
What shall we be today?
Please, won't you go away?
Jenny,
Don't
why
you
do
hear
you
me?
fear me?
Go!
We were born today.
I think I might run away.
Let me go with you.
This isn't about you. Just stay here at home.
I'll be sad and I'll miss you. Don't leave me alone.
I'm bad when I'm with you.
We're safe here together.
But
Birds of a feather. Whatever the weather, dear.
we can't do this forever, dear.
We're in it together, dear.
Life could be better, dear.
Forever and ever, dear.
Ever and ever, dear.
Ever and ever, dear. Ever and ever and ever.
Stop! I'm leaving
I need
without
you advising me.
I just need
But I
some
can't
privacy.
be without you.
Why won't you just go away?
Genevieve? Genevieve.
I'm leaving the room.
I'll follow you everywhere.
Out of the house and under the moon.
I'll go with you anywhere.
I'll be rid of her soon.
Why are we out here?
Through darkness and gloom.
I'm getting scared, dear.
I don't have a sister.
You're making me sad, dear.
I must learn to resist her.
You're making me mad, dear.
I'll finally dismiss her.
Jenny, you're being mean.
I'll silence her whispers.
Keep holding Christine.
Christine? You said Christine.
No, I didn't.
I'm holding Christine.
Our benevolent queen.
But
We both love her so.
why am I holding her?
Don't let her go.
You've never stopped holding her.
What shall we be today?
I have to be rid of her.
Brides on their wedding day?
Where can I stow her?
Or perhaps a set of dancers doing couples ballet?
I'll throw her in the attic.
Genevieve, stop it! Now what shall we play?
I can tell you were panicked.
Genevieve, sweetheart, you're clearly confused.
You two are connected.
That isn't true!
I can see it in your eyes.
Filth and lies!
Like I would believe you.
You're being dramatic!
Shut up now. I've had it.
You're being
I'm
erratic!
going back into the house. I don't care if you follow.
Oh, Jenny, sister, please. Do you not care for my sorrow?
No. For I finally realized your words are dark and hollow.
Let's just go to bed and discuss this tomorrow.
I'm going up to the attic. There's no stopping me.
Jenny, don't leave me!
I will no longer be haunted.
This is just what Mother wanted.
Don't even start.
She wants to pull us apart. She's twisted your heart.
That's a lie.
She deserves to die.
You're a traitor.
You must disobey her.
Now here we are at the attic door. This is the room where Christine shall be stored. I'm locking her up in Mother's old toy trunk with the rest of the useless, forgotten old junk.
Genevieve,
Let go
No.
of Christine!
give me
Jenny,
our queen.
Let go!
I'm going to hurt you.
Genevieve, curse you!
I'll gouge out your eyes.
And now it will end.
I'll cut off your head.
You'll meet your demise.
You are
So
deceived.
now I can grieve.
Genevieve! 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 Genevieve?
Suppression is a snake without a rattle. Rotten apples foster rotten seeds. The snake is locked away but waits to strike. A shadow hides at night but never leaves. A child abandoned hath no chance at youth. Henceforth, we see her youth will never age. Genevieve's not victim to exception. Her twin's the paradigm of pain and rage. I wait with he, who's creeping through my bones. Loneliness, the shepherd of old age. Debt will only grow if left untouched. The reaper comes, however, if not paid. I stand in line and wait my turn to die. The death of one begets that of the other.
Ages it's been since I've been in this home. The last time I was here, you weren't yet fully
When was the
grown.
last time I was here, Mother? Was it when I turned 10 or the previous summer?
The previous, though our stay was quite short. It was the summer that I came back
Oh,
from
yes,
New York.
that's right. It seems I forget most of my time here, and that I regret. I have but one relic of our stay and no other. This. An old army lighter. A gift from grandmother.
You still have that deadly little heirloom. I could have sworn we confiscated it after the incident in your room.
Incident in my room?
You really don't remember, do you? Well, never mind. I'm quite thankful for that. We should probably get started here. Hang
Where
your
to
hat.
begin? There's so much to clear. It's quite a massive house, and there's so much here.
I say we work from top to bottom, since, as I remember, the state of the third floor is terribly solemn. I think I'll make myself a warm cup of tea. You look pale, dear. Can I get
Drinking
you
tea over
something?
the corpses of others? Mother, have tact. I'll go upstairs and get some things packed.
Well, excuse me that the death of my mother makes me nauseous. I'll be up in just a moment, dear. Do
And
be
so
cautious.
that makes one. I'm sure dealing with bugs and rats will be fun. It has been quite forever since I've walked these floors, and I admit I forget what's beyond all these doors. Well, here is quite a strange little hatch, and an attic stair behind it. It looks weathered and rickety, but I suppose I'll dare climb it. If behind this door is spiders and webs, I'll leave. No need to stumble upon.
Genevieve, you've come to find me.
No, this can't be.
Oh, how I've waited.
A
Dear,
ghost of a
I'm
memory I've
elated.
forgotten about.
You can't forget me. I'm your sister. What are you talking about?
Genevieve. I'm gonna
Genevieve.
throw up.
Genevieve. You're all grown up.
Now I must think straight. I'm under much stress.
Your mind isn't hazy.
How
This
has it
isn't
come back
duress.
after all this time?
Oh, beautiful sister, this reunion is sublime. And gosh, look at you. You're now in your prime. Think of all we can do together this time. We can build a beautiful manor that's completely our own and have more fun than we've ever known. We'll be princesses of class and esteem.
Recall that playful daydream.
And Christine will be our queen.
The doll. It's all becoming clear. Once I abandoned it, you just disappeared.
You used
And
her
once
to
I
trap
did, so I
me here.
completely forgot. Locked her up,
You left me
and
to
I
rot.
ditched her. And you've never
Your
grown.
sister. You left me
I should have
alone.
never arrived here. Be
You
quiet,
left me to
would you?
die here.
Your words are like poison.
Just
won't
trapped
keep
with the toys and
You're a life-sucking
forced to
parasite.
contemplate that
A
dark
mental
summer
disease.
night at Barney's.
Barney's.
You remember, don't you now? How Mr. Barney held me down, closed my eyes
Stop.
and turned me around,
Stop.
told me to
Stop.
hold Christine tight. You know the violence I speak of
Enough
is
from
true.
you. It's all too clear now. I invented this Genevieve. She's a sister I conceived in the moments after. Oh, God. In order to grieve, I held her so tight, for I needed something to believe. But alas, I was so young and hurt and naive. The hate that ensued from the pain within me was bound to fester.
Genevieve, he did it
because
to
I
me.
always sought to protect her.
Genevieve, I protected you too.
Through her, my anger grew, and endless nights we would sit in darkness and brood, and evil operations together we would brew.
We were only doing what we
And so
needed
we
to.
proceeded to.
It will be different this time, Jenny.
You have always
I
been
promise.
nothing but sly and dishonest. And that trend will remain, I fear. I knew when I locked you away up here that someday you'd be back to whisper in my ear. Your treachery and lies nearly tore me apart because you controlled me with the very love of my heart. I felt bad for you in your sorry state, which I realize now was actually my state. Though I was so wrought with terror, I invented a bear to carry the pain in my place, a devil of such faint innocence and grace. It's time to rid the planet of your presence and end your eternal haunt over my adolescence. I'll perform the finality I couldn't dare do before, and silence your snake tongue now and evermore. You once spoke of using fuel. The fuel which is still stored in here now. To pour over and burn the neighbor's hound. Sister, how the table shall turn when I do it to the doll, and watch instead my sister burn. The two of you have always been connected. I trapped her here to lock you up, and yet I still rejected the thought of killing my twin. But my mercy, I fear, has run thin. I'll empty what remains of this lighter fuel and throw Christine into the pool. With grandfather's lighter, I'll bathe the doll in flames and watch as you burn until nothing remains.
Sister! You scare me with your horrible threats to hurt your poor sister who has no defense. Is there nothing I can say that will set your heart straight? You'll have only regret if you're blinded by hate, and I'm just a young, poor girl after all. Would you really hurt a child so pure and small? I know that our past is shadowed in pain and has filled both our hearts with hate and disdain, but please, my dear, I beg you to refrain, for harming your sister would be grossly inhumane, and you won't be satisfied till the whole world is slain. So please, sister, listen.
Then what?
You're being insane.
Be followed by a specter wherever I go? Be haunted by the ghost of a child that will never grow? Fall back to that state of horror and ruin? Converse with the voice of a made-up illusion? Isolate myself from my friends and my family? Cut myself off from society? Escape to a world of youthful fantasy sheltered in a womb of anxiety? No! I cannot allow you further underneath my skin. It is time that I deal with my wicked, murderous, scheming, conniving, loathsome, imaginary twin.
Genevieve! No! I'm
Then
your
alas,
sister!
the skin of my twin shall crack and blister. Come here, little sister.
Get away from me!
Give me Christine.
Genevieve, please!
Get over here, Genevieve.
Please!
Just a quick flash and it all will
dear
be over.
Genevieve!
Your demise is the only way
Genevieve,
that I'll
I'll
find
do
closure.
anything.
I'll start by igniting her white summer dress, then her
We'll
hair
be
and
together,
fair
dear
skin till there's
birds
not a
of a
thing
feather.
left.
Whatever the weather.
Come here!
Forever and ever, dear, ever
And
ever.
here's to the conclusion to this horrible illusion.
Sister,
With
my
grandfather's
dad.
lighter, we end this affair and finally heal from my ancient despair.
No.
All you've ever sought to
Not
do
her
is make your
hair,
sister
not her
suffer
hair.
and find every way to
Sister, my
convince me to
hair.
harm mother.
It burns.
No longer will I hear your insufferable whispers,
Stop.
and thus ends the life of my sister.
Sister.
No, God.
Genevieve?
This isn't fair.
Where are you? There's smoke in the air. It's emanating from the attic stair. I'm coming up. Genevieve! What have you done to yourself? Genevieve! 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 Genevieve!
Genevieve.
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 Blank Conversations presents Genevieve's Sister. The cast is as follows: Brianna Horvath as Genevieve, Cassie Galban as Jenny, Kamryn Neal as Mother, and Peyton Womble as Grandmother. The crew is as follows: written by Riley Merritt, directed by Jenna Ivey, recorded at The Range, edited and sound designed by Galen Ivey, and music by Hugo De Villa. If you liked this show and want to see more, consider donating to blankconversations.org, where we make art happen.
If you or someone you know has experienced abuse, know there is help. Consider reaching out to the following resources: Rape Crisis Center of Central New Mexico at rapecrisiscnm.org, Sexual Assault Services of Northwest New Mexico at sasnwnm.org, La Piñon Sexual Assault Recovery Services at lapignon.org, National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 800-273-8255, or 1-800-273-TALK.